Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Thursday, the 19th of September 2024. In today's Millwall news, something strange is happening at Millwall. Right, so I've got this. It's from community tab on my YouTube channel, The Daily Millwall. And I put up a post because this picture has been going around. And I put up, real or wind up? ? This image of a post on Instagram by Callum Scanlon has made the rounds on X. But if it was real, it's no longer there and has been deleted. So it's a black and white photo. Uh-oh, bad news is coming in. Apparently it was liked 205 times and there were 6 replies. Liked by Alfie Massey himself and others. And it says, gutted to say I'll be out for 4 months. Not the start I wanted, but I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. Using this time to recover and strive to become a better athlete. Wishing you the best for the rest of the year, Millwall fans. Hopefully see you soon. So a lot of people are suggesting that that means he's injured. But it doesn't say he's injured there. It just says he'll be out for 4 months. And everyone's suggesting that, that's because of an injury. But, But that was that. If this is real and it's not photoshopped, it's been deleted. So what the hell is going on? Why did it get posted and why did it get deleted? Who knows? But what's happening in 4 months? We got October, November, December, January. So that means he'll be back when the transfer window reopens. Now, obviously, he's on a season-long loan, so he can't go back to Liverpool. His registration has been transferred over to Millwall. He can't go back to Liverpool until the transfer window opens, and his registration can be handed back to Liverpool. So, and if he is injured, he may be injured, he might be injured. But if he is injured, when did this happen? How does he know he's going to be out for 4 months? Because we've got several other players that are injured. And then immediately after the game, or a few days later, Neil Harris gets asked, how long is he going to be out for? How long is he out for? And then the reply is, well, we're not too sure. We have to wait for the scan. So, how does he know he's out for 4 months? Which just coincidentally takes him to January. And so using this time to recover and strive to become a better athlete. So obviously another word, recover. You could recover from an injury. That's pretty common that you recover from injuries. I mean, that's how it is. But you could also recover from some bad news. You could recover from being fired from a job. You could recover from maybe turning up late for training and then getting into an argument and then being told, we don't want you around here. You can go back to Liverpool. And then realising, you can't actually play for Liverpool. You're going to be out for 4 months. So what the hell is going on? Because here's the thing: if he would have posted this and it was up, I would have just randomly assumed that he was injured. So okay, but the fact that he's posted this and then it's been deleted, and we've got nothing from anyone else anywhere. Nothing's been confirmed. Nothing's been denied. Nothing's been talked about. So obviously, it's Thursday today, Friday. We're going to get the match preview now. The event that's happening on Saturday mornings, Saturday 12:30 kickoff, QPR versus Millwall. This is an event that attracts millions of pounds and other currencies in gambling revenue. A lot of people are going to be betting on this game, and knowing which players are or are not injured is something that needs to be discussed. People need to know if a player will or will not be playing because they're injured or suspended or some other reason they won't be taking part. That's how it's done. You need to mention that. It's not quite the system that they have in America with American football, where they have like injured lists and you have to like register them as being in, and there are rules in terms of an injured player. You can't just willy-nilly bring them back. That there's a process in terms of how you list injured players, how they can come back. So we're not at that level, but we are at the level where you need to tell people if players are injured. So we wait for tomorrow, for Friday, for millwallfc.co.uk to either let us know or not mention that Callum Scanlon is injured. Now, like I said, he may be injured. He may have a real injury, and he just broke protocol and that he shouldn't have been telling people about it. Or he may have the kind of Zion Fleming injury where he's injured because he doesn't want to play and he wants to leave, and then, you know, as soon as the transfer goes through, suddenly Zion Fleming is completely match fit and ready to play for Burnley against Leeds. So we wait and see, but what a crazy situation. Here we go again. He's either another injured player, which means we've got like another 6 or 7 players injured now, or there's some other funny business going on. Maybe he's sitting on the bench looking at Joe Bryan. He's thinking, like, how the fuck am I sitting on the bench and he's playing? He had a bit of a shocker the other day, didn't he? Old Joe Bryan, which I put down to the early kickoff. But if Callum Scanlon's looking at that and he's thinking, how is this guy not getting dropped? How am I not getting on ahead of him? Has he not relocated down south? Obviously, we mentioned at the end of last season, Neil Harris mentioned about Kevin Nisbet and Michael Obafemi turning up late for training, which meant they were left out of the last game of the season. Is Callum Scanlon relocated down south? If he hasn't and he's commuting in, like, the traffic's bloody nightmare at times, isn't it? It's awful. Absolutely awful. So maybe he's been late for training a few times and there's been some kind of incident that's hit the nail on the head, and they've said they've decided to, like, if you can't turn up for training on time, then don't bother. But, you know, very weird, very weird. So like I said, we wait to see. But in the meanwhile, we do have this from rousingthecock.com. It was published today, Thursday the 19th at 6 p.m. And it says, Millwall manager gives verdict on what he's seen from Liverpool loanee Callum Scanlon. And Liverpool have once again sent a number of problems seeing young players out on loan for the season. Temporary spells away from the Reds can sometimes be a bit of a gamble for the club to arrange. Blah, 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 blah. One player hoping he can make the kind of impact is Callum Scanlon. However, according to Millwall manager Neil Harris, Scanlon may have to change position in order to do so. Scanlon quietly had a breakout season for Liverpool last year, although he ultimately ended with just 2 senior appearances to his name. He put himself on the radar. There were even claims in October that with Andy Robertson injured, Liverpool were considering Scanlon as he's standing. That did not end up happening, but the fact that the 19-year-old was in the mix all shows just how highly rated he is at Anfield. That reputation has largely been forged by Scanlon featuring at left back in the academy and in his first team appearances. However, after acquiring him on loan for Championship side Millwall, Neil Harris claimed that he thinks Scanlon has the quality and smarts to change his position and play as a forward. So what? He's going to be the striker now because all the strikers are injured. At the moment, we're focusing on Calum as a left-back option, Harris said in quotes from the Southern News. Liverpool predominantly see him as a left-back option, and that's where we recruited him to play. And I think what's important is, especially while young players are adapting in their first loan period, you're trying to make life as simple and as comfortable for them. Could Calum play one position slightly higher? Possibly, added the manager. You have to look at different stages of games. For a very young man, he's got the game understanding to play higher up the pitch in terms of how we attack and defend. So, now here's the thing. So you see Southern News there is in red and it's underlined. That is a hyperlink. So you click on that. What's happened here then? What is going on? You click on that link to go to the page where they found that, and it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, and I can tell you in the address bar, it does say southernnews.co.uk/sport/football/Millwall/Millwall manager provides clarity over new signings best position. So what's going on here then? Why did Southern News publish a story when Neil Harris commented on Callum Scanlon playing at left wing instead of left back, and they've deleted it? So Callum Scanlon posts on his Instagram that he's going to be out for 4 months. Didn't say he's injured, he just said he's going to be out for 4 months. And that gets deleted. The Southern News posts a story about Neil Harris saying, Callum Scanlon, we're not going to be playing him at left back. Maybe we'll play him up front. And that gets deleted as well. What is going on? What is going on? They are editing reality as we are watching it, ladies and gentlemen. Did this really happen? Am I making it up? Am I going crazy? Maybe. I don't know what's going on. It was there, now it's not. Some people have seen it, some people haven't. What the hell is going on? While Scanlon himself may possibly want to and have the ability to play higher up the pitch, his Liverpool career would perhaps benefit from sticking at left back. Although Robertson is still very much first choice, we have already seen Arne Slot rotating him with Kostas Tsimikas this season. As Robertson begins to head deeper into his 30s, his fitness will have to be protected more and more, and he's likely to slow down. So there you go. Have Liverpool recalled him from Millwall? Have they cancelled the deal? Because Millwall are not playing him at left back, and they're trying to play him further up the pitch. And they said, no, that's not why we loaned him to you. Why aren't you playing him at left back? Because this is from today. So what the hell is going on? Who knows? Who knows? It's all very weird. Just another day of drama in Millwall. Now, moving on to this. He's desperate. Millwall boss Neil Harris urges Macaulay Langstaff to be patient in the hunt for first goal. Is that because he's going to play Callum Scanlon up front? Dunno. This is from the Southern News. This is from the South London Press, the londonnewsonline.co.uk. Neil Harris believes Macaulay Langstaff's natural goal-scoring instinct will see him open up his Millwall account, but has reminded the summer signing to be patient as he adapts to the jump from League 2 to the Championship. The 27-year-old forward joined the Lions in a recent transfer window from 4th Division side Notts County, but has yet to start a game in the Championship for the South Londoners, with Middlesbrough loanee Josh Coburn starting the last 2 outings. Harris revealed this week that Coburn could be out for up to 2 months after he was forced off after 34 minutes in last Saturday's 1-0 defeat at home to Luton with a calf injury. Record signing Mihailo Ivanovic only has an outside chance of making tomorrow's London derby at QPR. Tom Bradshaw is also out for 6 weeks as he nurses a hamstring injury, with Langstaff looking set for his first league start tomorrow. And Harris told the South London Press, I've spoken with him a couple of times over the last months about where we see him and where he should see himself at. Macaulay has a history of scoring goals. A lot of them, he's desperate to score goals. And I said to him, look, you've scored goals at National League North, the National League. You've scored goals in League 2 now. But the jump from League 2 is huge. It's huge, it's massive. And we're massively respectful of that. We're being a lot more patient with Macca than he is with himself. He wants to prove to people that he deserves to be on a football pitch with Millwall, and I'm desperate for him to do well. I want to work with him and I want to help him, and I've said to him on more than one occasion, just be calm and be patient with yourself. Langstaff came close to getting his first Millwall goal after being played through late on against the Hatters last weekend, but keeper Thomas Kaminski made a fine stop to deny the striker. Harris added, Macca was really good for 55 minutes, on the weekend, and he deserved a goal. It would have been fitting if he got on the score sheet. It didn't happen. But what I do know about Macaulay Langstaff is that he scored goals at all levels from a very young age in his life. It's natural. He will score goals. You don't need to teach it. Sometimes you just need to be patient and allow people to adapt to the levels. He's playing against a lot of international footballers every week. People can't imagine how different the levels of football are between League 2 and the Championship. I'm so pleased with him. He just needs to keep his focus and his belief. And the ball has always found him in the penalty area, and he's always found the ball. It will happen. It's just about how long it takes. So there you go. Okay. We've got that. Now, moving on to the man himself, talking about, I believe this is his first kind of real interview with the press, and it's with the Southern News. So, Millwall striker fully confident in getting off the mark for new club. New Millwall signing Macaulay Langstaff said he's fully confident he can add goals to his game at Championship level despite a goalless start to the campaign. The former Notts County manager, remarkable 70 goals in 90 games during his 2-season spell at the club, impressing in both the National League and League 2. However, Langstaff has yet to get off the mark in the Championship, a league that is undoubtedly a level above the others he's previously starred in. Although the new Lions player may have not been Harris's first choice striker coming into the season, an alarming pile-up of injuries means Langstaff is currently Mill's only available forward option. Tom Bradshaw suffered a long-term knee injury in his side's defeat against Leyton Orient in the Carabao Cup, while new loan signing Josh Coburn came off after 34 minutes against Luton. The young striker expected to be out for at least 6 weeks with a calf issue. Record signing Mihailo Ivanovic has an outside chance of featuring against Queen's Park Rangers at Loftus Road, but for now, Langstaff has an opportunity to cement his place in the starting lineup. Speaking about the move from League to the Championship, Langstaff said, well, it's a big leap in terms of quality, but obviously I'm training every day with the Championship players, so I'm adapting to the level in training every single day, and there are some top players in League 2, and it's a great level, but I think athletically there's a big difference, as well as the quality of certain players. I think sometimes in League 2 you can get away with missing chances because you're not getting punished. At Championship level, you'll get punished because players are much more ruthless, and it feels like the opposition only need 1 or 2 chances and is in the back of your net. So yeah, there are a few differences, but I'm training with these players every single day, so I'm getting used to it, and it may take a little bit of time. After the start of the season, it may take a little more time, but I'm fully confident I can adapt to this level and score goals. Manager Neil Harris was complimentary about Langstaff's most recent performance against Luton when he came on to replace the injured Coburn. I thought his 55 minutes on Saturday was his best spell in a Millwall shirt, Harris said. He looked sharp, he looked hungry and determined to prove a point, and he wants to play. And all that was missing was that killer moment in front of goal. His desire is high, and he wants to prove to people that he belongs at this level. And I've really enjoyed working with him so far. And he's got a lot to do to adapt and adjust his game, but he's a willing learner. So there you go. There you go. Now, if Langstaff can't score, maybe someone else can. And here we go. Again from the southwarknews.co.uk. We want him to break forward. Mill head coach discusses Casper de Nor's role after assist. Yes, we want him to break free. Manager Neil Harris said Mill's midfield players are giving a licence to get forward and create more attacking options in games. Casper de Nor picked up an assist against Sheffield Wednesday 3 weeks ago, indicating Harris's side are looking to bring more players into offensive areas. Oh, for sure, we want Casper to break forward, Harris said. I want to see him with the assist against Sheffield Wednesday and the goal against Swansea in the last game of the season. Jules Saville, he's been a forward running number 8 in his younger days and scored goals, especially from deeper positions, breaking into the box. They've got the licence to do it. It becomes, about the team shape and set up and, ultimately adjusting around the players when they run forward or out of positions. And the players know everyone has to adapt and they're trained to do that. Harris also cited a number of players who are growing in confidence when it comes to understanding offensive runs further up the pitch. Oh, we've seen a fruition of Casper's forward movement, George's forward movement, Honeyman and what more, and Romain Esse, he's getting better all the time at doing it. The Mill boss is clearly trying to give his side a dynamic feel in the area of fluid play. To be creative is the modern game, the Lions manager said. It's not just about fullbacks that bomb forward, it's central midfield players, it's 10s, it's 9s. Everybody has to do it now. There is a freedom to do it, and we're getting better at it all the time. It makes us difficult to mark, so yes, they do have the licence to do it. Millwall failed to score in their home defeat against Luton despite beating Sheffield Wednesday 3-0 in their previous outing. With a big derby game at Loftus Road on Saturday, Harris will be hoping his team can create more scoring chances. Indeed, in talking about players going forward, obviously we saw at the end of the Luton game sending the goalkeeper up. I haven't seen that for a fair old while in terms of Millwall game. You would never had Ned Barr would never have gone forward. David Ford would have never done that either. So I guess Jensen being a ball playing keeper, that's probably more up his trouser, shall we say, that he could probably go forward and do a job up front. So it was interesting to see, because I would rather have lost 2-0 trying to do that, but to do that and try and make it 1-1, if you understand, I would have rather, if we'd have done that and we conceded from that, we were going to lose 1-0 anyway, might as well lose 2-0. Who cares? So there you go. Now, moving on to this, also again from the southwarknews.co.uk, obviously they published today on a Thursday. Mill's Shaun Hutchinson reveals talks with other clubs as he explains the delay in getting deal done. Yes, a rather weird transfer situation that was, wasn't it? Mill defender Shaun Hutchinson said returning to Mill following the end of his contract was always his number one choice. Hutchinson is in his 9th season at Den and gives the Lions some much needed experience in the absence of injured Jake Cooper. There were talks with a few different clubs where, but to be honest, coming back here was always my number one, Hutchinson told News at 10. I've been here for ages and, I love working here. Changes to Mill's hierarchy can complicate matters for Hutchinson, who expected to be offered a new contract before his previous one ended. Steve Kavanagh's departure in May as CEO of the club meant a significant delay in players' contract renewals. Speaking about his contract situation, Hutchinson said, it was looking like it was going to happen, but then we had to change in the chief executive. So there was a bit of a turnaround there, which, delayed things. That's just the way that football windows are, everyone waits until the last minute and then does loads at the same time. It wasn't ideal, as I would have liked to have been here from the start of pre-season, But it is what it is, and then the main focus, is to get in the door and get myself fit as quick as I could, and obviously stay injury free. Although Hutchinson still has a major role to play on the pitch, his level of experience both at Millwall and throughout his career means his duties extend to the changing room. Well, I believe I play quite a big role, in the dressing room with the lads and that lad here, Hutchinson said. Obviously they want to start bringing in younger lads, and I've been in the game long enough, to help them out. And that's a good balance this year, we've got a lot of senior lads and also a lot of younger ones, It's all about keeping them together, and giving them advice and so they can do well. When I came in the door, I had players like Steve Morrison and Tony Craig. Seeing how they conducted themselves and hearing them talk about Millwall, helped me bond with the fans and people at the club and helped me understand what it means to play for Millwall. And as you get older, you just take a more of a leadership role, and that's the way it's unraveled for me. So there you go. Moving on now to this. We are obviously looking ahead to QPR game, although I'm not very optimistic with all the injuries that we had and the way that we played against Luton. I don't know about you guys, but following that result against Luton, this week's kind of been a bit of a downer, really. I mean, I think we're slowly coming to the realisation that the glimmer of hope that we had of doing anything in this league, where we had the Josh Coburn debut scoring his goal and think, oh, here we go, we've got one here. And now he's going to be injured for 2 months. What's that all about? And it's just, the defeat and the injuries, and it's just also depressing, isn't it? It's what's going on. Hopefully, we got the QPR game. Well, maybe we can get a decent result out of them. But well, how many times have we got results at Loftus Road? Not that many times, I bet. So Millwall manager wary of set players against aggressive QPR side. This is from southernnews.co.uk again. Millwall manager Neil Harris has warned of the aggressive nature of Saturday's opposition, citing their ability from set pieces. QPR, is a big, strong, aggressive side on set plays, so we'll have to defend them well, Harris said. They can handle the ball and build from the back. But they can also get the ball forward to number 9 really quickly, and build off that. So we have to be good at all aspects of the game. Well, that's us out of it then, isn't it? Harris also spoke of his side's need to deal with the pressure of a derby game. We have to deal with the London derby status, and the excitement of fan bases, and we'll have to start well in the game. The Millwall manager was also complimentary of his team's footballing ability. It's been plain for all to see that, we're a team that can play 2 ways also. We've seen them be really creative and create more big chances than anyone in the division, so we're a real threat going forward. Millwall's game against QPR at Loftus Road kicks off at 12:30pm this Saturday. And there you go, that's it. And speaking of the QPR game, also we're going to do the preview in tomorrow's Daily Mill video. Hopefully we'll see if Scanlon gets announced as being injured or not. But we have this, the fansnetwork.co.uk Loft for Words site. It's a fan site about QPR. They put out a story telling us who the referee's going to be, and it's kind of weird because, which is why I'm mentioning it, Busby in charge of Mill's visit. Now, you may be ringing a few bells there. Busby, who's that? Busby? Yeah, Busby. And if we go down, obviously they're talking about the QPR games that he's managed. It's already Busby's second Millwall game of the season, having done their 3-2 home defeat to Watford on day 1 as part of his 3 appointments so far. He was also the man in the middle for Luton goalkeeper Thomas Kaminski's bizarre sending off at Portsmouth. A chunky 16 yellows and one red card from the 3 games so far. So this guy has been in charge of 3 games in the Championship, and this is his 4th, and he's already done 2 Millwall games. What's that all about? Why are we getting him again after so quickly. Did they not have more referees or what? Just thought that was really weird, but there you go, we'll wait and see. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.